Yo. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, SQUIDZz with 3Z's, and I might be world famous. I also might come in peace. No, that'll be the new line. But, we get the music flowing and going. We got a lot of stuff popping here. Let's see. I wonder, I'll have to dig for that. I wonder if I still have Christmas music. No, I don't think I do. No. Hold on. There is a way. Good old YouTube Studio. I'm muted. This whole time. But yeah, happy holidays, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well out there. I figured we'd start out with getting this going here. And just, this is this year, right? This year with SQUIDZz, right? What did we do, right? What the fuck did we do? We did a lot of shit. I'm pretty much going to go over all the games that I purchased this year and some of my thoughts on them. I had 14 digital games, which I'll kind of just list off here in a second, and then we had 6 physical, which these are the ones right here, I believe. Let's see. Oh yes, this is the last one. Is like, where's the 6th one? Right here. So, which we'll go over all that here in a second, but one piece at a time. Let's see. So first, I guess I'll go over the physicals and or not the physicals, the digitals, real quick that we got, and that will be real quick and easy because it's literally just right in front of us here. So I don't even technically have to go over this, but it's right here. As you guys can see, just zoom in here. Whoa. There we go. I think that's better for you guys. This is kind of what our timeline was for Steam. I was a good boy. It kind of stayed true with. This is how I kind of do it, which you guys will kind of see it here in a second. I'll break it down, but I list out all the games that I kind of want to get throughout the year, and then I kind of stick with one game. I'm playing like seasonal stuff, which I did Apex for a good bit at the beginning of the year. Probably gonna do it again this year, but we'll see. Like on this season. Oh my gosh, kitty. Yeah, you just jump up here whenever you want. But yeah, no, as you guys can see, Apex and Clear Up Scare, which we still have to go beat and do. So that's gonna be something we'll be working on the channel here, but mainly, hold on, I gotta move shit now because my cat's up here. She's gonna sneeze and it's gonna fuck up my shit. It's just gonna piss things off more. But anyways, oh, and then you leave. Okay. So then you have Clay Obscura, which I got at the start of summer, and then you got these two, which I got on the sale, which I think was like about 10 bones or something. And why did the music stop? Hold on. What happened? Oh, did I crash? No, just have so many windows. Why does it do that? Hold on. It's so weird. I have to be in that tab for it to change the song. Anyways, these were like 10 bones. This was like 30-40 bucks I paid. So really what I'm trying to say is I didn't spend too much digitally on games throughout this year. I spent more on the physicals, which I'll kind of go over here in a second. Here's the tail end of the year. I bit the bullet and just bought the Destiny expansion because, I mean, it's pretty much going to be the last. These are going to be the last, like, DLCs for the game, so I figured I might as well just buy them. Which I did. I got them on a both good sale. Shout out to CD Keys. This is where you guys are kind of seeing this. Loaded CD Keys. If you guys want to sponsor me, let me know. But anyways, I love going there, and this is where recently I've been buying the most recent PC stuff on there. I could have gotten like this on there or even this, but at the time this was on a good sale, so I didn't really, I mean, they're about the same price. And then same on here, I mean, about the same price. And then when this came out, there wasn't really any discount, so I didn't really take advantage of that CD key part. But yeah, as you guys could see, we got Octopath Traveler, Destiny, this was this month, and then Arc Raiders was last month. Digimon was in our birthday month, and then pretty much here is like August time, September time. So it's like, it's kind of laid out perfectly in a weird way of how I got it set up. And luckily with this would have cost like in the hundreds. I only paid like 70 or 80 bucks, 60 bucks or something, less than that. And I got all the DLC I wanted and the race that I wanted as well, which was, I think, the Tyranids. Yeah. So they kind of remind me of like Zerg, so that's why I kind of picked them. But anyways, let me get to the digital. Well, those are all the digitals. I don't really need to list them off. The other digital that I got that's not listed on here, some Switch ones, would be Xenoblade Chronicles X, Metal Max Xeno Reborn on the Switch, Digimon Survive, Digimon World, Next Order, Pokemon ZA, and yeah, that's about it. I mean, pretty much all those games we got digitally as well, and then we're about to go over these physical ones here. So to start it out though, got Shin Megami Tensei 4, not 5. I did beat 5 this year, which I'll go over all the games we beat this year too. That's a whole other thing. But that's one of the physicals. Here's Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse, which I'm working on this one. I beat this one already, and I got to get all the other endings now on it. This one, on the other hand, they got SMT bullshit up the ass. I'm talking, back-to-back fights. Back-to-back fights on the back-to-back fights. You don't get healed. You don't get shit. It's bad. It's bad. But anyways, if you want to pull your hair out, play that game. This is another cool one here too. Why is it so heavy? I guess because it actually has a book in it. And this is why it's so heavy. It has one of those booklets and it actually has a whole fucking guide on it, sort of type thing. Instruction booklet. I guess it has it in 2 languages too. So there's that. But that is Shin Megami Tensei, Devil Survivor of the Clock. And then we have, to kind of wrap up the Shin Megami Tensei physicals, which now that I think about it, we pretty much have all the modern ones that I could get. I could get like some PSP ones and some other ones, but I like to get, I like to look at my collection more of a practical deal where, you know, it's stuff that I can play and that I know and that I actually have played and beat. Versus all these people having, you know, thousands of games. Oh, I got all these games, and have you played any of them? Nope, I don't know what this game is. Nah, I'm the opposite. I got to know what the game is, which beat this one. Got to do the alternate endings and shit for that. Working on this one, which we'll probably jump back into here soon, which is Soul Hackers 2. But yeah, no, I just, again, want to practice what I preach here with just playing the games that I have, and then also enjoying these great masterpieces and giving them their flowers, really, right? Like, this is a great game right here, which we'll probably get into this morning if we have time, because I ended the stream the other night because I was just literally falling asleep because I've been just overworked. I do like probably 55, 50-hour weeks or something. So I do super long hours, right? And then on top of that, I stream and then take care of the cats, take care of this house as much as I can, and other things. But that aside, it's just, you know, I had to end the stream the other night because that fight, the patience that it takes to play that game is crazy, because it almost gets crazy, like almost like SMT, like, because you could just lose in a second, and then all of a sudden, you you got to start over. So with that game, like, you gotta really grind on it, and they have like things in the game that are built in where you could do auto battles and shit. Not auto battle like where it just keeps battling, but you could have your move set so it just does the move. But yeah, man, this pissed me off. I'm probably just gonna try to keep this open. The music keeps stopping. But yeah, man, it's just with that game, it's just the patience. You gotta really, try like your hardest, dude. If you didn't grind 3 hours before, you're about to get wrecked. That's basically what that game is, and same with all these other ones too. If you didn't grind before, you about to get wrecked. And I don't know, I kind of like those games where you have to do that, where you have to put in the time, all that type of stuff to even get into the game. And so, yeah, I like those types of games a lot. But as you can see, recently, just to keep ourselves busy and back on track here, this is kind of what I've been playing recently. I'm probably going to get more into Arc Raiders. I definitely fumbled it with the Expedition and trying to get that 5 mil, which I have, I think, 800k or something in the game. So I have quite a way to go if I were to even do that. I'd have to probably quit my job and then just live and breathe, eat not Apex. Well, that's the other thing, Arc Raiders. So it's just, we got to get more into that. But it's just, again, with that game, it could be tilting. It almost reminds me like League of Legends sometimes, or like World of Warcraft, or even StarCraft, because it's like there's certain moments in those games where it's like, you could not lose everything, but it could just, it sucks to get to start over or some shit, or it just you get wrecked so hard. I don't know if you know what I mean, like in maybe like StarCraft or League, where it's like you just completely get outplayed, right? That does happen sometimes in Arc Raiders, but then also there's times where it's like you just get outplayed a little bit, but then also there's 3 or 4 other teams on top of you, just like how it is in Apex and a few other games. So it gets even crazier with that. So you have to kind of remember that, like, that you are playing, a looter shooter, but also you could lose almost everything at a moment's notice. I guess the other thing would be like closer to like a battle royale type thing, like maybe like PUBG or something. But in the same token, though, in this game, you actually get to keep the stuff, so that's where it it makes it worth worth the thrill, I guess, right? And that's why I do like playing it. The only thing I don't like, though, is really they need to listen to the players and just, I think they should add, honestly, more space to the stash. Like, I think that stash space is super low. Or if they're gonna have that stash space, mainly have it set, like, have a difference, right? Have materials in one and have like actual hard, like, items that you take in your inventory and use in another, that type of thing. And then maybe have the stash sizes set that way. I don't know. I think they can honestly do a lot better with it, and then also just the the recent bugs and stuff that I've been seeing in it in Stellamontes is crazy. that's why sometimes I don't even play it, because that's the other part of why I'm bringing up those other games, is like if there's cheaters and shit like that in that game, it can ruin the whole experience. And same in those other games that I mentioned before. It's like if you play with cheaters, it just ruins the whole thing, right? What happened to my taskbar here? That's weird. My taskbar on my other window just completely went away. So I can't even see the bottom row to get to Windows. It's like, what the hell? Sorry, I'm going on crazy tangents. It's just so many technical difficulties already just to start the day. But that's just my life. I do tech support anyways, so I'm used to stuff breaking and finding a solution. And people racing me against ChatGPT to see who's faster, and it's like, you called me, man. I don't know. Like, what's your issue? But anyways, you got Digimon Time Stranger. That's a recent game we've been grinding. Apex as well, and then this is kind of what been kind of nursing on the recent like couple days, you could say. I'll probably be getting back more into Bravely Default and a few other games, but trying to keep it tight, a tight knit here. So, and we're on, we've beaten about so far 11 games this year, which I'll kind of go over those as well. But to keep that on track, here could be number 12, 13, and 14, and then we got to do like one or two more, and then pretty much would be past my goal. So if I can try to get these done, which I've already finished this actually, so it'd more so be this and then Bravely Default, I guess. With getting those done, that could mean, you know, I meet my goal with that, which could be dope. Alright, you want to come up here now? Come on. Come on. You're holding us up. Alright, and then you just jump over there. It doesn't make any sense. They get ready to come up here and then they don't. Alright, so here goes the channel, right? So, I don't know if people understand how the YouTube channel works now for me. I kind of reversed it where it's like, with Twitch, you have more of the live setting, right? Live show on here. So more so, this is where you'll see this type of stuff and the gaming live, at least when you're on there. And then what I do is I go back to my YouTube and then I download the videos and then upload them to YouTube. So then on YouTube, there's the whole VODs of the Twitch. So basically, if you miss the live, you can then catch the VOD of it on here. So if you don't ever see me live, just know like I'm actually live probably on Twitch. And then if you haven't seen a VOD or anything, or want to see what mostly is the up-to-date thing, I kind of try to put the dates on there. It kind of uploads differently because based on the content size and if things get uploaded quicker or not. But I have it arranged so it's like mainly with the time and the parts, it's going to be out of order in here, but mainly you want to go to the playlist and then you can actually just see the organized order of them. Same with this and this. And yeah, this is kind of what we've been mostly busy with the last bit of the year. I'm probably going to jump back more into my game again here soon because I've been just slacking on it the last couple months, but I've been just trying to get more focused back on my work life and everything. Don't want to rack my brain more than I need to. So that's why. But anyways, this is what I've been mostly playing recently as far as like video stuff and content stuff wise. Let me go back over here. We've been playing also a good honorable mention because I'll be going over my Game of the Year picks here. Skate was a pretty cool game, free to play, but the model of it is just crazy. They try to add like out and every other pay to win game, well, not pay to win, free to play game. They have the paid part of it, right? And just the model of it just did not make sense. And then it's just the in-game currency and other game currency. They had like, you know, the damn 2-3 types of currency for shit, and just I can never understand that whenever games do that. It's like, dude, just if it's free, just make it fucking free. Don't add any paid things. If you want to have it paid, maybe have a website, you go pay something, so then you understand what you're paying for. But they gotta make money at the end of the day, right? So, but yeah, no, it just, we gotta do that. But yeah, let's go over some of the Game of the Year picks here for me, based on my recent purchases and games that were really new for this year. So let's go over some of those real quick. And I'll just kind of play, like, I guess this in the background. So if you guys want to watch this, but let's see. So, because pretty much Game of the Year for me, it boiled down to, because I looked at the games, right? Like, you'll see kind of off of this, right? There's Monster Hunter Wilds, which, to me, you know me, I'm a big Monster Hunter fan. Let me pull up how much time I fucking spent on this game this year. I didn't spend that much time on it, to be honest, because to me, the game was just an unpolished mess, and then just like the model of it with how they do like the content, they keep, you know, carrot on the stick, bread crumbing the content type shit, where it's like, dude, just give me the full shit if you have it. Don't let us wait a month. Don't let us wait 2 months. Give us the whole fucking package here. They just, I'm looking at this now. Let me put this on the screen real quick. Our commitment to improving stability and performance. So it took them almost like 7-8 months to basically get the game optimized here, based on this. With PC, this is what I've been waiting for, which is funny because we're talking about it. Which, look, this is they haven't even optimized the fucking game yet. This is why I didn't actually put that many hours into this game. I only have a measly 100 hours, which is nothing to me for Monster Hunter. I put easily 200 or 300 hours into these games, so I only put like about a third of the time that I normally would put into these games into this one, which that's why you haven't seen that much content of it, because literally trying to stream it and trying to even just do videos of it, for example, I can't even do content of it. Even if I didn't do videos, it'd be crashing. And that's just the big just the disgusting part about the game. It's like, fuck, get this great game, it looks great, it plays well, but then all of a sudden random bullshit will happen in the game because they didn't fucking optimize the game. Not saying that I have like the worst PC or anything. It's actually pretty good, but it's just, again, it shouldn't be crashing as much as it does. So I kind of just had to hang it up a little bit. I played it a little bit in October, but again, it still would have some crashes and things like that, and so it was just I didn't play that much of it, to be honest. I'm probably going to play more of it now that I see this coming up, but at the same time, I don't think that's going to change anything. We need probably this package here, or even this, but I don't know. Even more optimization, which could be good, but it's just, again, they should have already had that out. Or just waited to release the PC version instead of getting greedy with it, right? But anyways, that's my whole thing on why I didn't pick that for Game of the Year for me. Even though I'm a bit, like, probably the biggest Monster Hunter fan that you'd probably know. It's just sad to see. But anyways, continuing on. We get to this one here, Claire Scare. This one, I kind of was talking with some of my friends on it. I felt like, just again with the parry system, I didn't really like the parry system too much. It felt like it was like basically not it felt like it wasn't calibrated, or I don't know. Like you'd hit the button and it wouldn't go, or you'd hear the sound and it wouldn't go. Like the parry was very like what's the word? Sensitive or something? I don't know. Like you have to do it almost at the exact moment, but at the same time, the way of how they had it layered out, it just didn't make sense to do the parry when you would get the cues or see the action done. Maybe it was just like the hit register or something, because I don't know, I play a lot of fighting games, and if you know anything about fighting games, some of them require like very pinpoint accurate movements and stuff. For example, landing like a Jigglypuff rest, so you have to be very close in the frames on the target to land those moves. And in that game, for example, with this parry, it just, I don't know. I didn't really like how the parry system works. I might try, my friend said he does dodges. Shout out to Jem. I'll probably try doing that more to see, but I haven't really played that recently either because, again, it's just, I didn't really like the system of it, and I felt like the difficulty of the game just made it like super unfair to the player. Like if you failed on, say, a parry or something, whereas like almost in every other game the parry was a very minor thing, or it's like, okay, if you got hit, you got hit. I don't know. But the game is still a beautiful game. The music and the artwork was amazing. It won Game of the Year because of that, I think, because of the music and then also just the art of it and everything. But I don't know if it won because of the gameplay, to be honest. But that's besides the point, right? But that's my whole kit and caboodle on Clair Obscur, which for me, I'll go over the picks for my best RPG and best multiplayer, and you'll see why in a second here. But next comes up to Digimon Story Time Stranger, which I haven't really put it on the Game of the Year scale for me, just because I'm still actually like playing through it and all that. So gotta kind of see how it works. But I think I'm like a quarter way through on the game, or about halfway. I think I'm not too sure. I think I'm about halfway because I think they designed it to have more of like either a DLC type thing at the end of it, or where you do like New Game Plus and then you add to the game that's on there, I guess, that you've already done, which is kind of cool. So I kind of like that aspect because I feel like I'm almost done with the game, even though I haven't played that much of it. Whereas the other game I put so many hours in the Cyber Sleuth, but that's a whole other thing too. But yeah, no, this one I just got to play more before I kind of grade it, I think. I haven't played it as much. And then here goes Arc Raiders, which for me, again, this has been probably one of the top games I played in a while, I'd say. Multiplayer wise, it's definitely up there. Like, it's going to be one that I'll probably play for a good minute. It might even get me into Tarkov, which, shout out to my friend Yen Live here. I don't know how to hit him up. I didn't know that he started playing Arc Raiders. I'll have to get on here with him and see how he plays it and stuff, and maybe show him the ropes. But yeah, as you can see, I got 75 hours healthy in that game. Out of all these, not saying everyone needs to play or show their time, but it's just interesting because I feel like I did sink a lot of time in it, but also not as much as others. But I don't know. But yeah, this game, I'm gonna change this. No. Hip Hop Christmas. What's this? Alright. But yeah, back on track here. Arc Raiders. Really fun game. Great fun just playing it with the boys, especially. It's funny, you get like, you meet randoms on there. And it's like, I feel like it's just like almost like a one night stand type thing where it's like you play like 1 or 2 games or 1 or 2 nights with them, and then after that it's just, you don't even play at all. Like, you send them invites and stuff and just nothing. I'm not saying that people need to join or do anything like that, but it's just funny to me because it's just a dynamic that I noticed. It was just like, we add all these people and then play like 1 or 2 games with them, and then all of a sudden you don't play anything with them. And you see them online and everything, and then you see them like, in Speranza waiting, and it's like you send an invite or 2, and it's like, all right, well, I guess they may or may not want to join, or they're AFK. I don't know. It's just interesting with that. But yeah, no, like I was saying, it's just Arc Raiders, probably one of the most fun I've had in a multiplayer game in a while, to be honest. And then we got Octopath Traveler, which we are in a good, healthy bit of this. I don't know how far in I am on this game, because I feel like once I beat these next parts, there's going to be there's probably 2 or 3 other sub parts that I have to go through, based on how, you know, these games are usually layered. And then also looking at the time, right? So it's usually like, I'm going to say like 40, 50 hours for this one. It feels like it's going to be a little bit shorter, but I don't know. Because I feel like I got all 8 travelers like super quick. I don't know, but maybe they made it that way so that way you actually get to play with them. Which that's what I also like, is you have that, and you got crazy customization in this one. Each game it kind of just gets better and better with how their system works, which I'm liking it more and more. So far, like, loving the game. I got the big plot points that I'm doing here, which definitely come by to the streams for that, because I might even consider doing that this morning over Bravely Default, but we'll see. It's Bravely Default or this game, but we'll see. This game is crazy. They got these crazy plot twists. They got these crazy things of antagonists and stuff doing just crazy fuck shit. Definitely recommend playing this game and checking out the series if you haven't checked it out in general, because now that I think about it, there's 3 Octopaths, which I have them all right here. Yeah, like, plus there was a mobile version, which I don't really want to talk about that, but yeah, there was a mobile version, so technically 4. A lot of people are saying this one is like that. I mean, it kind of is, but not really. I don't know. It has pieces of the mobile game in it, but like as far as like the city building and the character customization a bit, but mainly the whole system of it is still Octopath Traveler, which is funny because I think some people that are saying that probably didn't play the other Octopath Travelers. I don't know, but these are also very great games too. I'm probably going to be doing another run of this once I beat this, and then that will be a thing we'll do next year, I think. And try to get to that special ending I want to do. And then same on this one, there's a special ending on here, of course, which you have to do all this crazy extra bullshit to do, as well as grind like so much for your characters, which yeah, for both of these I got to do that grind. I hope on this one I don't have to do that, but probably I will. But I'm having a great time with that. And then that brings me to kind of the last other 2 games that I got to wrap up for the year, outside of like the DLC for, you know, Destiny and the other content that we got as well. Oops, I didn't mean to bring that up. But yeah, that's my Stadia logo. I was cropping it. I'm gonna crop it more a bit, but yeah. Anyways, Bravely Default here. Great game. One of my favorites as well. Probably outside of Pokemon, Bravely Default, that was like actually one of the first games I played outside of Pokemon. So it's like growing up I played like FPS shit, so like, you know, your Call of Duties, Halos, shit like that, your gun stuff, Gears of War, whatever that shit was, right? Played a lot of that stuff, and then kind of played like PC shit, so like WoW, League of Legends, Counter-Strike, played a lot of Counter-Strike, played some Battlefield. What else did I play? There's just a lot of shit. But what I'm getting to is when I got to college, I pretty much played like all those games, and then I played like Pokemon, and then this game came out, and I was like, you know what, let me try this game out. It looks pretty cool. I'm gonna try it out, and I watched like a playthrough of someone doing it, and that's what made me fall in love with the game too. And I was like, this game is dope. And then after that, it was a whole wrap. Because with Bravely Default as well, there's I think what, 3 games. There's 2 that you can get. One you can get on here, so you can get at least the second one on here, which I definitely recommend checking this out. It's a lot different than the other 2 games, but it still has the same like type of system and stuff. The map this looks a little bit similar to how it looks like in DS with the city layout. But yeah, there's Bravely Default, the first one, then there's Bravely Default End Layer, and then there's Bravely Default 2. Bravely Default 2 isn't really tied to any of them. It's kind of its own thing. As you can see, a new entry, and then it's just a play on the 4 Heroes of the Light type thing. You know, you got that type deal going like Final Fantasy or like any other game that has that 4 crystal or 4 element type thing. But yeah, this series, definitely recommend it. One of my favorites for sure. And we're playing through the Flying Fairy on Switch, which again, it's in between that or Octopath this morning, I think. And then last but not least, we got Pokemon ZA, which I've beaten, and then I'm working on the DLC right now, which the DLC, it's kind of a miss with me. I don't really like how the DLC's working out for me, because again, it has like this weird food concept thing where you have to grind all these different materials and basically make these things to make certain things happen in the game. And then also has a time limit, so that just ruins it almost for me. I feel like, okay, there should be a time limit, but maybe make the time limit a little bit longer. I don't know. These time limits that you get on this are like 2-3 minutes, 3-4 minutes, and in this game, like, you need time for stuff to either spawn or for you to just, like, you know, cycle things. But even that's the other part. If you go do these things, you can't really despawn things. You'd have to like take them out and then wait for the spawn of the mon, which takes about like a minute or two. So you'd have to take like, you know, take them all out and then wait for them to all spawn again to get new spawns, because the way of how those maps are layered out in the new DLC, it basically, like, you can't despawn anything on the map. You have to be past 50 meters in the game to despawn something, so you can't even do that in that game or in that area, because there's no way to go past 50 meters. I don't know. I've tried it on many different levels. I mean, I feel like on certain ones you can, because it's on the city layout, but if you're on this one layout where it's like you only get so much space, it's like you can't reset anything. I don't know. I have to do more testing on it, to be honest, but I'm kind of disappointed in it, and I paid, I think it was $40 for the DLC. So it's just, yeah, it's just like, oh, dude, this is a waste of 40 bones. All right, come on. You gonna stay up here or what? All right, and then now it gets to the best RPG here for me, because as you can see, all these games that we pretty much talked about or listed are RPGs. For me, it probably had to be like Octopath Traveler 0, but I still have to, you know, kind of beat the game. So all these games I'm still kind of working through. And then Monster Hunter Wilds does not hit. Clair Obscur I still have to kind of beat and play through. Digimon Story, I'm still, like, again, at the beginning. A lot of these I'm still playing through, to be honest. But if I had to pick, like, one of them, it'd probably be Octopath Traveler so far, because I've been just enjoying that the most out of those games. Let's see. And then the best multiplayer, which, yeah, I guess Wilds and Arc Raiders are the only contenders out of those games. It would have to be Arc Raiders for me. So, yeah, no, that's pretty much the idea of my game of the year. It's just Octopath Traveler for RPG, and then Arc Raiders for, like, multiplayer, if I had to pick. So, but yep. And then that kind of brings me to the next tier of things. So as you guys know, we have a lot of different content on the page, between first looks, between you know, RPG playthroughs, all these different games. I'm gonna be not cutting back on it, but just gonna be more laser focused on just kind of not saying RPGs, but like on like 1 or 2 games at a time, maybe 3, or something, so having like a nice tighter rotation. Because that's kind of what I noticed this year. We had more of a tighter rotation, but not as tight as I'd like it to be. So that's going to be something I'll be working on this year, is just kind of getting that more set with how I want it. And then essentially, let's see, so I got future potential games, which there's not too many. I'll just kind of list them off. I'm probably going to skip past this one. I'm getting into all the... Oh, here we go, here we go. This is more my flow, the jazz. Yeah, I don't want the singing over me though. Okay, sorry. But we got the top 10 games that I'll probably be looking at next year. And I have it kind of arranged and stuff in the order of how I'll probably be getting them here. Yeah, you're just stabbing your dew claw right into my knee. Right into my knee. So you put your other dew claw into my knee. Thanks. Alright, another one that snuck up on here was this, because this actually, I just saw this recently and I was like, hey, yo, we need to get that. I already beat the first one. I gotta beat like the DLC and shit for it. But a weird thing happened because I was playing through it on Stadia, and I got, I gotta get the save and all that. Anyways, we'll have to deal with that control conundrum later. Yeah, you just keep stabbing me. You just keep stabbing me. Got Dokimon Quest. Got Control. These two I'll probably be looking at for sure next year. After that, you got Holstein. Ow. And then some of these aren't listed here either, but you have the DLC as well. And then you have Marathon, right? And then you have this, which I think will be. I think there's a trailer. Is there a trailer? Oh, there is. Hell yeah. Alright, we'll watch that. And then Borderlands is another big one, but before Borderlands, there's some Switch stuff that I'll be looking at. So there's Metroid Prime 4. So outside of like, starting I guess from here down, is what we'll be kind of looking at here. Yeah, like that I guess. Is pretty much all we'll be looking at here for this next year. There's a few other games, like I said, Metroid Prime 4, which just came out last week. SQUIDzzz, which I don't know the release date for that. It's going to be a Switch exclusive from Software game. The Adventures of Elliot, another cool game that's coming out. I'm going to be playing the demo of that probably here soon, once we get more stuff finished out. And then that brings me to the next top games, which one of them's not listed. Battlefield 6, and then Borderlands, which Borderlands I'll probably be getting on a nice sale, mainly to play with my brother, because he loves the Borderlands series. He's a big loot goblin. He's more of a loot goblin than I am. And so yeah, I'll probably be getting that. And then we have Battlefield 6 as well, which I'll probably be getting. Want to get that more of a sale for that one, because with that one it's like I'll play that, but I'll only be playing that specifically with like friends and stuff. I could play it alone too, but I want to try to play it with like friends if I can. But I don't know. I feel like just with that game, because it's like so much money that I have to spend for it, I feel like I'd have to play it so much time. But we'll see how that works. So that's gonna be the other game, but those will be like the top, I guess, 10 to 11 games that I'll be looking at this next year for sure. Hopefully this comes out, and then once we get to these points of the game, like I gotta beat this game first, beat each one of these first before we get to the DLC. But it's definitely stuff that's on the list for sure. And then I'm gonna give myself like 10 physicals, which I don't have those kind of set yet. So we'll see kind of what games I get, which those 10 physicals could be like, you know, Metroid Prime, Duskbloods, and the Adventures of Elliot. It could be those 3. So at least that will count towards that, but we'll see. But yeah, again, I'm kind of just trying to cut myself down more so that way we can focus more and get stuff done as much as I can possible. And just be, again, efficient. Yep, it's got song too. Okay, instrumental. Okay, here we go. Actually, hold on. Here we go. Alright, but yeah, no, next year for sure, I'm going to be committing to more, like I said, RPG action. It's going to be more, like shooters, I guess, or FPS, and the third person FPS. I've been playing a lot of finals with my friends and PUBG offline, so this is kind of what I've been, so if you guys don't see me online sometimes, I might be playing this, or this, but... But yeah, I'm going to try to play more Destiny 2 this coming year. Apex as well, that's another big one I do want to sink time into. And then Arc Raiders. So I'm going to try to commit to these 3 games for like the seasonal stuff, or like the shooter type games, I guess you could say. So expect a lot more of these games showing up in the rotation. But that's why also it's like, if I were to squeeze Battlefield and Borderlands in, it's like, you know, it's almost getting to a crazy ball of games where it's like there's almost not enough time in the day to be playing all this and just be properly grinding. And then again, name of the game next year is just, we're slowing down on our collection, we're slowing down on our intake of games here too. Because another big thing, I don't know if you guys claim this every week or know about this, but on Epic they give out free games pretty much every week. This week's was Hogwarts Legacy, so I have my backup copy of Hogwarts Legacy now on here. So if anything happens to my Steam account, or if it were to get banned or something, I could still at least have you know, this here. So 100% free, as you can see. Another mystery game is coming out in a couple days, so definitely go check that out. But yeah, man, sorry if I'm missing chat, because I just realized my thing is not pulled up here. Okay. But yeah, let me go back over here and make sure we're on track here, but I think that covers everything about what I wanted to go over. Yeah, I went over all the games for this year. Our best RPG that I'd say is Octopath Traveler, which we're still playing through. Best multiplayer would have to be Arc Raiders for me. Gonna be cutting down on the games that we ain't taking next year. We'll be getting some physicals, maybe like Dragon Quest and some other ones potentially. And we'll see. And then I plan on, you know, if we can get the Atlas stuff done, which there's a section of Atlas games, I'll be getting like 5-6 games. Then I'll have my Atlas stuff done, as far as what I call done. I'll go over all that once we do get that too. And then we have, last but not least, the Xenoblade series, which we'll get through as well. Which I got Xenoblade Chronicles X, which we're playing through. And we got to go through the first one, and then I got to do the second and third, and then they all got DLCs too, so we got to do all that. But yeah, I think that covers about almost everything here. Like I said, game of the year, our picks, stuff for next year. Next year, again, just focusing in on RPGs, on our FPS and other shooters and other games, really. Expect a lot of Arc Raiders, a lot of Destiny 2, and a lot of Apex. So if I'm not grinding like one of those RPGs, we'll be playing some of these for sure. I'm probably going to try to get into ranked more on Apex here, And then also on Destiny, I'll probably try to do more trials whenever I see the trials coming up. So that way we can get going on that. And then maybe even doing that one mode. I forgot what it's called. It's like the search and destroy mode for Destiny. Or the mode where it's like you got one life. I don't know. And then you basically just, you know, it's almost like Destiny, or like Counter-Strike. But yeah, I'll probably be doing more of that. I forgot what mode it is, but you guys know if you play the game. But yeah, man. And then also just playing again more with our friends and family, and playing like games that they like to play, like Battlefield and Borderlands are going to be some big ones I'll be tried to play. And then maybe some more Rivals. I haven't actually played Rivals that much, so maybe I'll play some of that. But I don't know. There's a lot of games, but let me get out of here. And then we'll crunch down the show at this point. Yeah, this is pretty much where I was last night, or a couple nights ago. I was just kind of struggling on the fight because I wasn't focusing in. I was just super tired. And in this game, you got to be laser focused in. So I was like, I got to end this. I got to cut the stream. So that's why I ended so abruptly. And I apologize about that, but we'll be getting back to it. But yeah, let me end the show out for tonight, or for today. I forget tonight. It's morning time right now. I'm up at crazy hours. But I appreciate all the support you guys give me on the daily. But I figured I'd come on here and do a quick show and kind of just, again, go over my year in review. Basically, I'm going to start doing this year, right? Maybe I'll add 2025 this year, right? That'll be how I do it, or just add the year before or after. I don't know. We'll see. But that was the show. Went over all of our games and our thoughts on them that we've played and more. But hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace out. SQUIDzzz out. Bye! I figured I'd jump back on here because I forgot. We needed to go over the next part here, which was pretty much the games that I beat. I forgot to go over that part. I had this all listed out. We went over everything, and then I forgot to go over all the games that I actually beat this year. So yeah, let me get that pulled up here. I'll show you guys the little list here of how this is broken down. And then I gotta download the VOD for that last video, and then we'll crunch them together, and boom, boom, boom. Alright, let's see. Get that going here. Alright, yeah, I don't know what happened to my taskbar over here. It just disappeared. Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright, so let's go over here. So this is now the game. Alright, so Shin Megami Tensei 3, Shin Megami Tensei 5, Monster Hunter Rise, Monster Hunter Wilds, Dragon Warrior 2 on my little device, which, hold on, I forgot my camera's not on. I was like showing my camera device on the camera. The little Ambernick device came in clutch. What else? What else? Soul Hackers, the first one on 3DS. Oh, I forgot. I didn't put the system next to these. I need to put that. We'll do that in a minute. Shin Megami Tensei 4. We got the Nihilus ending, and then we got the Chaos ending after that. So we got two different endings there. We got to do the Law ending now. So that'll be the next run. Far Cry 6, you got Hellslave, the first one, or yeah, the first one, the second one's coming out soon. I still have to do the playthrough for the channel, but I did a playthrough of it offline, which is pretty good, pretty dope. Baldur's Gate 3, did our first solo run with the cleric this year in September, so I was very happy about that. Finally finished that. Pokemon Legends ZA. We're working on the DLC. I'm debating on counting the DLC as a thing, but I don't know. I'm not gonna count it, to be honest. I'll still beat it, and there might be credits or something, but I'm not gonna count it because one, I don't like it, and then two, it's also just the DLC, so I'm not gonna count it. But yeah, man, this game, or not this game. All these games, 11 games, if I remember correctly. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11. You could say that I got like maybe 12 because that counts as another. Nah. I'm not gonna cheat it. But 11 games so far this year. Aiming for 15 or more. Because last year that's pretty much what we got was 15, and that's the record. So if I can beat that, that'll be dope, and then that will make it so next year I just got to go even harder. So, and we'll be more laser focused, of course. So, but yeah, that's it. That was the last part I forgot to go over. But yeah, I'll just add this to the other video. Yeah, I just wanted to do that real quick. I'm gonna say we beat 14 games last year because I counted Pokemon Rogue and our shiny hunting stuff. So if I were to count like maybe Arc Raiders or another game where I spent a lot of time in, then I could do that, but nah, I'm not gonna do that. So I'm just gonna say 14 games is what I beat last year because I just went back and looked at my list. And I'll list those off real quick. Metaphor Fantasio. Hold on, let me cut this off. Metaphor Fantasio, Warhammer 40k, Space Marine 2. We got Pokemon Legend Arceus, Pokemon Emerald on my little Ambernick, Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, Pokemon Shining Pearl, Pokemon Yellow, Saga Final Fantasy Legend 1, Dragon Warrior Monsters, Bravely Default 2, Bravely Second and Lair, Final Fantasy 1, Dragon Warrior 1, and Octopath Traveler 2 to start the year out. Yeah, and that was like the start of 2024. Was Octopath Traveler and Dragon Warrior, and we're just kind of steady crunching games. But yeah, if it's 14, then we're very on track. Then I think. Oh, I did do the quarry as well, so there's 15. I forgot to count that, so it is 15. Oh man, okay. Yeah, 15. Damn. Well, looks like we got more games to beat. Oh well. I'll see you guys later.